first question to both of you guys is, who are you?
I'm Zaiden Cross. I go to Bill Crothers Secondary School. I play for Grassroots Elite Canada, and I'm a basketball player.
I'm his father, Duane Cross. Played myself when I was younger. Had quite a few stints. Played a little bit of junior college ball down in Indiana. And I'm his trainer, / coach, / father.
And are you guys proud of who you are?
Yeah, knowing that I heard that my dad was so good in basketball back in his day, like, inspires me to want to keep going and continue his legacy.
I'm pretty comfortable and proud of what I've achieved so far. One of my proudest achievements is Zaiden, and also my daughter Jordan. But yeah, pretty proud of what's going on so far.
Tell me about how you first got involved in basketball.
Michael Jordan's video, "Come Fly With Me."
I remember when I was 5 years old, dunking in trash cans on my knees, waiting for that day I would be able to really do it. And then one day, it happened. I was in the 9th grade. It was a JV game, and I was only 5'8". Now, in practice, I've never been able to get up that high, but the adrenaline was pumping, and I just took off. It all happened so fast. I wasn't quite sure what I'd done, but you know, I just really loved that feeling. Hi, my name is Michael Jordan. I want you to take a trip with me and discover the secrets that I've known for many years, that man was truly destined to fly.
Back in 1992, it was the first basketball, anything related with basketball I ever seen. I was living in Jamaica at the time. And my
Is that
aunt,
where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Jamaica. My aunt sent me that video. Said, hey, there's this cool sport that she migrated to New York and they play it here.
Wow.
And she sent me the video and I started watching. So I went and got a little basket and I started shooting around. And that's how I started.
Zaiden, when did you realize you were passionate about the game of basketball?
I don't know.
He's not passionate.
I think I'm very passionate about the game. When my dad bought me my first net, my first ball, ever since, like, I've been shooting with that since I was a little kid. He's been teaching me how to shoot. And like, when I got to the age of 13, last 2 years ago, I realized like I can take my game to the next level.
And you said he's not passionate. What makes you say that?
He hasn't expressed or shown passion yet. Right now it's just repetition, I think, why he's achieved what he's achieved so far. I think once he gets passionate about it, the true passion, he's going to go to another level, like a really impressive level.
What are your basketball goals for your son?
If he gets that passion, like for now, sometimes I feel like he plays because I played, and maybe he just wants to impress dad, or it's what he knows, it's what we do as a family. Basketball is all we do. No other sport, it's just basketball. He's 6'5", he's my height, so he obviously has a size and body for it. I would like him to go to the next level, or as far as he could, meaning he wants to play pro. I'd love for me to see him play pro. Problem I'm having is I just don't want him to make it and be one of those guys on the bench and just earn a few dollars. If he's going to play, I want him to matter. I want him to be a part of a team. At the end of the game, I want him in the game, not sitting on the bench cheerleading. Nothing wrong with that, but that's the kind of passion I have, and that's the kind of passion I want to see from him.
And Zaiden, do you feel like your goals match your dad's goals for you, or do they clash at some point?
Sometimes they clash, because like he said, I really don't want to sit on the bench near the end of the game. And he has high standards, never satisfied. I don't think so. Whatever I do, it could be good, or he's never satisfied. I could have done more, could have done better, and that's the love he has for the game.
His mom got mad at me last year. I think, how much did you have that game? 50?
51.
51 points. And instead of being all happy for him, I was like, well, you could have had 60, right? Or you could have had 70 if you did this and did this and did this. Right. You're going to have a bunch of yes men around you. My job, I think, as his father is to listen, you could have done better.
What are the goals? What are your goals for yourself, outside of what your dad wants for you?
Just to make it,
What does that
provide for my family. When I get older, take care of my sisters, my family.
Have you and your father ever clashed? And if so, how do you resolve it?
After we clash, we just talk about it, We just talk about what I could have done better in the game, or anything in life personal, and we just fix it after that. He's my father, so he has to tell me what's good for me and what's bad for me.
My turn. We clash daily.
What kind of stuff do you guys clash about?
His work ethic, number one. Right? This common stuff like, dude, how many shots you put up today? You know, clash about his game. How many rebounds did you have? You could have got that rebound. You know, I'm the father. I used to be the father that, you know, kind of, I wouldn't say coach, but talk to their son or their child while they're playing. So now what happens is I just look away. I try not to make eye contact with my games because, like I said, I want him, and I know he could have done better. That rebound, I think he could have had it. He could have hustled and got that loose ball. So we clash on a daily. Here, when we work out, I think you can do 5 more. So we clash. He thinks he can. Then he does it, and he's like, well, yeah, okay, yeah, I can do it. I just don't think he knows what he can do.
What can he do, in your opinion?
In my opinion, last year I was shocked. Last year he played high school basketball, and he played mostly with senior. And he must have averaged at least 40 points a game. He's a great shooter. He's doing this without any type of athleticism. To me, he's not a great athlete yet. He's a great shooter, and he has no understanding of the game. Right, like I said, everything he does right now, I think, is just based on stuff we worked on. And like I said, once he gets that understanding, I tell him, this is my analogy I use with him. I watch The Matrix with him, and when Neo, I don't know if you guys ever saw The Matrix, when Neo, I'm not the one, and then he finally realized I am the one. With him, when he realized, hey, I can do this, there's I guess the understanding of basketball and how to play the game, I think he truly has become.
How's it been to have your father in your life as a role model in sports?
Well, it's a great feeling because most kids don't grow up with their father, and him telling me what to do, I think is a great thing because I wouldn't be as far without my dad. I think him telling me the good and the bad.
And Duane, you built this training center for your son. How do you feel if he just stopped playing basketball one day?
I'd be disappointed, I won't lie. I'd be very disappointed because the time and effort that went into getting this place started, it was a lot. Myself and my partner Alex, we devoted a lot of time into this. So if he just up and stopped without a valid reason, I just don't want to do this anymore, it'll crush me. But this place, it's not just him anymore. As you can see, there are kids here that come through here, and even if he just stops playing, I've met, I think we're up to about 60 kids now. 60 kids that I've met so far that if he stops, I still have a bunch of kids that I'm still around that I can pass on my knowledge to, which is what I've been doing with him, right? So basketball is my blood, so I can still pass that on to these kids that are coming by and training with us. But I'd be definitely crushed if he stopped, because like I said, he's very good, he just doesn't know it yet.
And there are a lot of basketball parents out there, like LeVar Ball and other parents. What do you say to people who might say that you're living vicariously through Zaiden?
I say they're probably right. I'm living vicariously through him, but not in the sense that I'm not looking for fame, fortune, or anything like that. I love basketball. It's in my blood. I do this for free, mostly for free. The only thing we charge is to keep the overhead going. So I don't do this to make money. The difference between me and those guys is they're looking for a come up. I'm not. Right? I just love the game, and I want to pass on what I know to the younger generation, whoever will listen, whoever wants to learn.
And you have a daughter.
Yeah.
So how important is it to encourage that your daughter stay doing sports?
My daughter, she doesn't play sports right now, which is funny because she was very good also. I always say this about my kids: if he had her heart, then we would have a player like a Sirius, right? Because she has the heart of a lion when she plays, right? And she just up and quit one day, like he just asked, she just said, I don't want to play this anymore. And I understood because I guess it's time to be a girl. She started doing girly stuff.
Wow.
So I was like, okay.
And Zaiden, do you feel added pressure to succeed in the game of basketball because of your dad's involvement?
I think so, because I think I'm the only one that could probably make it far and take care of my family. I hope my sister picks up sports like he said, and we can both do it. But yeah, I feel like there's added pressure for me to make it.
How do you feel about that, since he thinks that there's added pressure?
I don't agree. We don't pressure him because, like you just mentioned, the LeVar Balls and the regimen that I've seen some of those guys put their kids through, I actually gave him the freedom. His mom would bug me every time, take him training. I'm like, no, he's got to want to do it. All right? Added pressure to me is like, yo, get up at 6 and run the stairs and do 100 push-ups. I don't pressure him. And for now, I kind of let him choose his path. Right? Because I don't want him to do this. It's funny because his mom, when he was a baby, wanted to name him Junior after me. And I said, no, because I was known to be a basketball player. And I said, I don't want him to be a junior because everybody's going to have the expectation of him to be a player also. So his name is going to be something else, and he's going to walk his own path.
I still regret giving my 14-year-old my name because of that. Right.
So I don't think I pressure him. I don't think we pressure him, I should say, as his parents. Whatever pressure he feels is maybe because of, he putting it on himself maybe a little bit, which is good. Hopefully he meets those expectations and pressures.
Ball is life. What do you think about that phrase? Because I always put it up on Instagram saying that ball should not be your life, but you disagreed.
Ball is life. Ball is life. Ball is my life. It has been my life. All my connections, I wouldn't say all, I'd say 90% of my connections in life right now was through basketball. It just opened so many doors for me. It's made me travel. Basketball's taken me a number of places in the world, right? And it taught me a lot. It taught me discipline as a human being. Like, if you want something, you really got to work hard for it, and you got to keep doing it and do it to get the positive results. But for me, ball is life. Like all my principles in life, some way or another, connect back to basketball. I can make it connect to basketball.
Zaiden, is ball life for you? Or what do you think about that phrase?
Like he said, like I don't think I have the same passion for the game as him, but like I would agree that ball is life.
How much attention have you received over the past few years?
When I just started playing basketball, I didn't receive any attention really. Just my dad and coaches that really gave me attention. I think when I started getting attention was last year.
How did having a son change your perspective on life?
Well, he's my firstborn, my oldest, and I tell you what, I tell everyone this story. The very first day he was born, I was a speedster, driving, and he was born downtown, and I was heading home from the hospital, and they were still at the hospital. I was going home to get some clothes and stuff for my wife, and I was on the DVP. I'm driving, I'm like, wait a second, am I doing the speed limit here? Because usually I'm on the DVP, I'm doing like 120 and 130, just zipping. And that's just the first thing that ever happened when he was born. A lot of things I just stopped doing, like, you don't do this anymore. You kind of look at life differently. You have something to live for now.
How much has basketball changed from the time you were younger to today?
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
How has the game changed from when I was younger to today? 2 words: Steph Curry.
True.
Steph Curry has, for some, ruined the game. It's funny enough. My wife and I were talking earlier, and she was asking me, "Dwight Howard still plays basketball?" I was like, "Yeah, but Steph Curry ruined his career. Like, there's no purpose for him anymore." So, I mean, it's the evolution of basketball, right? I'm not a big fan of it. I wouldn't say he's ruined. He's definitely not ruining the game. He's definitely added another look to the game. Made the game better in some ways. I just wish that it'd be more balanced.
Do you see a change in your son as he's becoming older? And how do you keep him grounded to not get caught up in what can be a hype machine?
Yeah, the one thing I will say is he hasn't bought into the hype yet. He's still pretty humble. And like you said earlier, we have our clashes, right? We still clash. But it's not one of those horrible clashes where we're cursing at each other. We have differences of opinion, and we reason very well. The only change I see is in his game. He's getting physical now. He's getting stronger, taller. So that's what's changing. Right? But his attitude is pretty much still the same. He's pretty grounded. And I hope he stays that way. I just need him to work harder.
And every other week now, there is a mass shooting in the States. Do you ever feel scared about him wanting to go down there or sending him down there?
All the time. I don't know if you know, but that's where I used to live before here in Canada. And I'm from Florida originally. My wife is from California. So we're familiar with the States. And in coming here, she always wanted to go back. And I was like, no. No. Because these shootings just happen at random places. Schools, movie theaters. Where was the other? The bar last Friday? Or yesterday, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Right?
2 days ago.
It scares me having him go down there, right? But unfortunately, that's where his dreams live. And if he wants to chase them, chance at some point he will be going down there. I would be worried, yes. But they have to do something about that. The gun law just doesn't make sense to me.
Do you ever feel scared about all these mass shootings that happen?
Yeah.
Places that you want to go to?
Yeah, I get a little bit worried, but I have to be able to protect myself when I'm by myself because my parents aren't going to be there all the time. So I have to know certain areas to go to, certain areas not to go to.
Question for both of you guys. What do you love most about the game of basketball?
Just the hype in the game, especially the fourth quarter when the game's very close. Like the hype, it gets it gets exciting, and that's what I like about the game.
To me, I just love its beauty. It's art, right? It's life, like we discussed earlier. Like I told you earlier, I can equate basketball to anything. It's just a beautiful sport. Right? I've played soccer. I played football, and it's nothing like just picking up a basketball and being able to go out there and you use your mind, you can use your physical attributes, your speed. There's so many different aspects to the game that you can do and use for basketball. Boxing is just about hitting the guy, knocking him out, power wins, speed. But basketball has all those things. All that footwork, handwork, eye work, speed, strength. I think it's just an overall beautiful sport.
And what do you dislike about the game of basketball? And how do you change what you dislike about it?
Yeah, I really don't have a dislike, really. Like I like the Steph Curry change, because me growing up as a shooter, and like when I was younger, I didn't like taking hits.
So you don't like the physical part of basketball?
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
And what don't you like about it? What do you dislike about the game of
I
basketball?
just dislike the politics in basketball. It's everywhere where you go. It's especially here in the grassroots level. If you don't play for a certain team, you don't get called up to play for national team, or it's just the politics is the bad part. Because there's some really good players out there that we probably would never see because they don't go to the right school or they live in the wrong neighborhood. I feel like with social media now, if we see a kid that's good and he's from Galloway or whatever, go get him. I mean, he's good. You should be able to get him. But because he doesn't fit your mold of what you want your player to be, you won't give that kid a chance.
Do you experience the politics?
I experienced it when I was younger. Right? So I didn't play for the back then. It was the Jarvis and the Bathurst were the good teams, and the Eastern Commerces. And because I didn't play for them, we didn't. Us in Scarborough, not just me, just players in Scarborough in general, we didn't get the recognition that the guys from, say, Westview, Jarvis, Bathurst, Eastern Commerce would get.
Do you think that if players from back then were put in today's basketball world, do you think that they would go just as far as players nowadays?
Yeah, I really do. I mean, evolution is great. I mean, these guys today, they're great players. But they lack a few things that we had. Number one being heart, right? Number two is instinct. I don't see a lot of instinct. You have a lot of robots these days. Like, have you ever seen a guy make a move and he gets to his spot after making the move, but the defender's still there and he's stuck? All right? Back then, we didn't have the training these guys have, so we had to use our instinct and then create something on the fly. Like, yo, I got to get around this guy. These guys, they don't have that. I think they have the size and the shooting, obviously, nowadays, but I think it'd be a good matchup, our generation versus this generation.
Are there any shout-outs you guys want to give?
I don't know. Shout out House of Legends. Come train with us. But yeah, this is our gym. House of Legends, 1510 Birchmount Avenue, Unit 111.
Shout out Bill Crothers. Shout out Grassroots. Shout out my family. Shout out all my friends and the people that supported me.